Ooh, talking about Brazils, the outrage, the scandal. Ah. Hello darlings, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing sort of another brand review of the vintage lingerie company What Katie Did. Wait, let me get a brochure. Yeah. Yeah. Bras. So I feel like underwear is still a slightly taboo almost topic to talk about on YouTube, or if not taboo then just like you're considered a bit risque if you talk about it, which I do not understand, because first of all, every single person on the planet wears underwear. Second of all, underwear is not an inherently sexualized object until you make it one. And third of all, I know, especially as a vintage newbie a few years ago, I would have loved to see more videos candidly talking about different kinds of vintage lingerie and things like that. So I think that it's a really helpful sort of video to make. So I'm going to be taking you through all of the pieces that I own from What Katie Did, going you through the pros, the cons, the some facts about the company at large, and of course showing you the lovely, lovely things, because everything is so pretty. So What Katie Did is a vintage styled reproduction lingerie company which was started in 1999 by its founder, Katie, obviously, with just £100 to start. This woman, she said she found it incredibly difficult to find seamed stockings either in shops or online, and now they have 2 boutiques in London and LA and over 100 stockists worldwide, including of course their main website. Now I found out about the company just through Instagram, I believe, and a few people talking about it, especially their famous coloured stockings, which I own a few pairs of. And I really love that it's a smaller company. I always feel good when I'm supporting a smaller, more personal business where everything is done in-house and everything's made really well. I just think it's amazing. So I am going to start off by talking about bras. The first bra that I'm going to talk about is the one that I'm wearing underneath my dress right now, which is the famous bullet bra. Now this particular style is the Harlow bullet bra. I will turn to the side so you can see. It's never as extreme as people seem to think it's going to be. I think it looks really nice, and I will put a picture on screen of what the bra itself looks like. Now the bullet bra is of course a staple of 1950s fashion. It kind of honed the famous sweater girl look, which was a pin-up model who would wear the bullet bras under very, very, very tight fitting sweaters or jumpers or cardigans if you're not American, and it just gave a really unmistakable silhouette. I think that it really helps to bring out that 1950s shape and silhouette. I think it looks really pretty, and this bra is so comfortable. They don't have any underwiring in, so they do feel very different to your typical modern underwired bra. So for example, something like this is from Bow Avenue, where it has, you know, that underwire there, that usually somehow, no matter what you do, manages to like cut in there no matter what you do. These bras finish around here, and they have no underwiring. They are so comfortable. They give you a very vintage silhouette, as I already said. And I have two bullet bras. I have the Hollow Curve and then my other bullet bra. So the Hollow Curve bra has that more actual pointed, like the bra physically comes to a point and it has a bit more padding in it. And you can also wear it with inserts, which I have to really help fill out that point shape. And then you have other bullet bras which are less intense, like this one. So this, as you can see, it has no padding or foam or anything in, and it doesn't come to an artificial sort of point. The point is that your bust will naturally fill it out and give you just that pointed shape from the way that it's designed. It's beautifully made. You can see all of this lovely stitching here, and again, it really supports you. It's so comfortable. You can see there's no wires, there's no uncomfortable padding or anything like that. I put this on in the boutique and I was like, this is the most comfortable that a bra has ever been on me, and I absolutely love this. This is my favourite of all the bras that I got, and it gives a slightly more subtle look, but still really, really beautiful and an authentic vintage shape. Because they have no underwire, they're also incredibly easy to travel with, because like you can fold them any which way and it won't matter because there's no wires or anything. So that's really awesome. Then if you are after more of a 1940s shape, you can get this 1940s cathedral bra. Now this again doesn't have any underwiring, but I would say it has a more traditional, well, not traditional, it has a more modern bra shape, because it stops just that little bit higher than the other ones, which tend to stop like here. This one does stop under the bust, and it gives you this doesn't give you a pointed shape, but it does really nicely just give a lifted shape to the bust in that more 1940s way. It's really hard to hold this up. Wait a minute, let's try it like that. There you go. So it has this slight bit of padding, which you can, this is going to be a nightmare. It has this slight bit of padding up to here, and then this is all like satin. So it does kind of give a soft, it's sort of a softer alternative to the bullet bra, if that makes sense. And gives a more 1940s shape that you can wear under your shirts and your 40s dresses. It has a deeper neckline than the other two as well, you can see here, and a really pretty bow. Again, so comfortable, I cannot stress this enough. It's amazing. Now, as I said, they have a boutique in London, and I did go there to get fitted for their bras, just because they are made in vintage styled patterns, so the way that they fit you can be a little bit different than a standard modern bra. Sorry, I got a message from someone. So I thought it was really important to get fitted. They go by appointment, so you can go onto their website and they have a phone number and an email that you can use to make an appointment. The girl who served me was so professional, kind, sweet, really lovely, really helpful. She made sure that I got the best possible fit and the best possible look with my bras. They are expensive, I would say. They're about between £30 to £40 for a bra. But to be fair, there are lots of bras in places like Bow Avenue that are that price. And these are made so well and they're so comfortable that I think that bras are undergarments are the foundation of your outfit. and if you are uncomfortable in your undergarments, you're going to be uncomfortable no matter what you put on top. So I think that it is definitely worth it. Of course, that's coming from the perspective that I had just had some present money, so I could afford to have a bit of a splurge. But I would recommend, you know, saving up, trying one out. They have fit advice on their website if you can't get to London to go to their boutique. But I thought it was amazing. How many times have I said in the last 3 sentences? Fillers. It's fillers galore today, apparently. Oh my goodness. It's really hot in this room. But I think that vintage styled bras are really the perfect way, especially if you go for a more modern to vintage vibe, where you will buy more modern clothing pieces and then fake them to look like vintage. I think that a good vintage undergarment is really going to help you carry through that silhouette, and honestly they are so comfortable. I can't stress this enough. They are so comfortable. You should try one just to see how comfortable they are. And the shape is never as extreme as people think. Like I said, I'm wearing the bullet bra right now and I don't look like Madonna from the 80s, which I think is a common misconception. So I would recommend wholeheartedly giving them a go. Now, other than bras, they also do beautiful shapewear and stockings. So I was on the hunt. I got these before I got the bras. I was on the hunt for a new garter belt, and I found these on What Katie Did. This is the first one that I got. It is a bit longer. It's almost like a really short little skirt, and it has 6 clips all the way around that hold your stockings very nicely in place. I love this because it never feels like it's going to fall down. It stays in place, and it also gives you kind of a little bit of shaping. I find it really comfortable to wear, and I really love it. The only thing is, this one I would say is not as good for being under pencil skirts because of the length that it comes down to. So I got a second one, which is basically the same sort of thing but just a bit shorter, and this is perfect for going under pencil skirts when you want to wear stockings. It's again so comfortable, and I just love this peach with the satin. Oh, it's so pretty. Almost all of their products come in peach and black, which are really good basic colours. And how I store these, by the way, is I fold them in half and then I roll them like so. I find that this keeps them nicely in place. So fold them in half, roll, like so. And then my stockings, which I also keep rolled nicely together. These are Cuban heeled stockings. So my most neutral pair is this coffee coloured pair. It has a lovely seam down the back. All of their stockings have seams, which I think just looks so gorgeous and vintage, and they are soft as anything and very, very comfortable and very resilient as well. And then I have 2 coloured pairs. So I have a mustard pair and a pink pair, and these are so gorgeous. It's just a little fun pop of colour to have your you know, it's a nude coloured stocking, and then you turn around and there's just this flash of colour that can coordinate with your outfit. I think it looks gorgeous. And if you're up for stockings, What Katie Did, their pairs are £10 each, which is about standard for stockings, to be fair, and I think they are so comfortable and gorgeous and really, really resilient. So I would 100% recommend. The stockings were the first things I ever bought from What Katie Did, and I was so impressed with them. So taking you through the pros and the cons of all of the products, I'll go through the cons, as it were. When the longer girdle thing arrived, it did have I don't know if it had a split or just an inherent weakness in the seams down the very middle at the front, that it did split open. I took a picture of this, sent it to What Katie Did customer support, and they were so kind and helpful and immediately offered to send me a new one free of charge, which was wonderful, and I haven't had any issues with the new one, so I think that was kind of a one-off, which is, you know, it will happen sometimes. So if you have any problems, their customer support are extremely kind, extremely helpful, and very prompt at replying. Their bras, again, so comfy, so comfy. The only problem is that they come up quite high. The bra finishes like sloping upwards at about here, and the straps are quite close in. So if you're wearing it with a more square cut neckline, it can be a bit of an issue, but you could always pin them to this side, or just have a different bra for those necklines. I'm not really sure what else you can do about that. But the back of the bras are scooped down, so if you have an open back dress like this one, you won't have any issues with the straps showing, which I think is really great. I started a con and then I went into a pro, but I really can't think of really anything bad to say about this brand. I think they are such incredible quality, and I would 100% recommend them to anyone that I knew who was getting into vintage fashion and wanted to try out some really gorgeous vintage undergarments. They make me feel amazing, and I don't think we should be shy to talk about underwear and bras and things like that. I think they're gorgeous. They do also sell corselets and corsets. I don't have any of those, but if you have tried out any of their shapewear, then do leave a comment with your experience down below. I would love to read about it. If you have tried out What Katie Did, or now want to try out What Katie Did because of this video, then also let me know down below, and what your experience with vintage undergarments are. I would love to hear. So that is all for today's video. I will link all of the products that I have in the description bar down below, along with all of my social media. You can follow me on Instagram at @AveryVintageDarling. You can follow me on Twitter at @VVintageDarling, and you can follow my singing channel, which is Rhian Kelly the Vintage Soprano. I love you all so very much, and I will see you in my next video. Au revoir! Ow! I just rolled over my toe. Oh! Whew. I really like my makeup today. Nice job, Brian. Nice job. Researching, 1 minute. Do 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 do. In case you're wondering how I store my underwear, comme ça. It's so organized and I'm so proud.